Hello, welcome, and happy holidays. This is the BBA Business Ready Seminar Series that we want to present you to. Joining us today, we have a special guest. I am your host, Sarah Harris, also president of the Black Business Association. We want to wish you wonderful, happy holidays and a great Thanksgiving, and we hope that you are enjoying it with your friends and families. We are thanking you so much for taking the time out to tune in to our new webinar series, BBA Business Ready. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, Southern California Edison. They are, for their support with this series, have a strong commitment to supplier diversity and are looking forward to providing many contract and procurement opportunities to our members and the community at large. So they know the importance of a webinar series such as this, which also is a precursor to our Business Ready Sponsored Development Program that the BBA will be presenting for 2023. And we look forward to sharing more details about that coming soon. Please visit us at bbala.org and stay in touch with us today. We also want to remind you of our upcoming webinars on the 29th, that's next week, on December 6th and December 13th. We have wonderful series of speakers and bring you some great information, and so please check us out. So for today, we have a wonderful person who's been active in the economic development and banking executive space for more than 20 years. It is Ms. Constance Anderson. She is the California Market President for the Center by Lendistry, which is the premier support for underserved small businesses, and that is her passion. During the pandemic, she has driven the center to help nearly 11,000 clients and small businesses and aided them with more than $180 million in funding. Ms. Anderson recognizes the importance of customized coaching and working with businesses individually to fully understand how the center can set them up for success. The center partners with other nonprofits, Black Business Association, we're looking for that, the businesses and government-sponsored entities to provide a wide range of resources, including technical assistance, educational training, and financial lending. And so, without further ado, I would love to bring her in now. Please welcome Ms. Constance Anderson. Hello, how are you today? Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays.
Thank you, Sarah. Same to you, and thank you for the opportunity to present to your members today.
Welcome. Glad to have you here today. The Center by Lendistry is an important resource in the community. It was pivotal during the pandemic of helping so many businesses to be able to work through all of the myriad of things that's happening as far as being able to keep their doors open and businesses running to get and with that support in the 11,000 small businesses, and included over 6,400 women-owned businesses, 8,400 minority-owned businesses, and close to 400 veteran-owned businesses. So can you tell me what it is that fuels you? What's your passion? What do you want small businesses and entrepreneurs to know the most?
You know, there's a phrase out there, Sarah, that says something along the lines of be ready, stay ready, or get ready, you are ready. So, and I mess up phrases all the time. So to your audience, I apologize, but I think everyone knows where I was trying to
You're
go with
spot
that.
on because we're taking up that mantra.
Yeah, and so on the line of the successes that I feel that I've helped the Center by Lendistry to accomplish is when we looked at the California Relief Grant and the possibility of getting almost $8 billion out to California small businesses, which also included nonprofits. The center supported 48,000 people in accessing the California Relief Grant. I know we mentioned 11,000 here and there, but each program requires that we share impact information. So the California Relief Grant was a set of impact clients that we worked with, and then in general, the information that you gave, the women, the small businesses, and so forth, the 11,000. So what we're looking at now is some really wonderful accomplishments that we've had. And should I keep talking, or did you have a question, Sarah?
Oh, no. Well, no, we wanted to just touch upon what your passions are and what you really wanted businesses to know. One of the things that I saw was about sustainability in the workforce, also working with businesses individually, and then, really wanting to support the underserved.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, there's several things. Like most businesses, we feel that we're coming out of the pandemic, so that is causing us to think about where are the gaps to support small businesses. So one of the gaps we know is access to capital. So we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But what I want to start the conversation with is our contract accelerator program. Sarah, you asked me about our passion, or my passion. One of my passions is making sure that small businesses understand how much revenue they can create by being, quote, contract ready, by being certified as a minority-owned business, a local small business. There's so many certifications out there that would put a small business in a position to where they can generate additional revenue that can be a steady stream of revenue. And with the center, we are creating what's called a contract accelerator program, which is going to provide cohorts. So when we talk about cohorts, we're talking about taking a group of maybe 20 business owners, putting them in a group together, taking them through everything they need to know in order to be contract ready. We also are in a position to provide the business owners with a number of hours of one-on-one consulting. So you think of yourself as you're in a classroom first, and then you leave the classroom with all of that information. Now it's time for you to think about, how can I do business with Edison? How can I do business with Southern California Gas Company? How do I do business with Metro or Metrolink? Well, we recently, actually still in it, we have a partnership program with Metrolink where we've helped, I believe, close to about 500 people to get contract ready to do business with Metrolink. That's a success story. But when I look at the number of businesses that are not certified, not in any of those pipelines, and keeping in mind, if you're not in the pipeline, you will never get an opportunity to bid on a contract. So getting in that pipeline helps you to get an email, just a simple email that says, we have a contract opportunity that you can now bid on. And the center is in a position to help you to bid on that contract. We can help you to bid on the contract. First, we're going to help you to get certified. Then we're going to help you to bid on the contract. And then we're going to help you to manage the contract. So when we look at the whole picture of contracting opportunities, Lendistry, which you could see Lendistry as our parent company. Lendistry is a lender. Lendistry has a contracting capacity program. So once you have access to a contract, we need to make sure that you're in a position to manage the contract. So we're going to help you with the capacity to do that. So the center is going to help you to get there, and then we're going to walk you through Lendistry, and Lendistry is going to help you to get the contract funding that you need in order to do it. Sarah's showing something right now. These are some of the businesses that we are working with currently. And you will see that we are in multiple states. We are preparing ourselves to become national. So you'll see right now Lendistry, I believe, is in almost 20 different states. The center has made a concentrated effort in making sure we are doing a good job in California before we spread our wings elsewhere. So the Contract Ready program or the Contract Accelerated program begins in spring of 2023. So if I were to say March of 2023 is when we'll be ready, and all you'll need to do is go to the website that they're showing you right now, and you'll be able to learn more about the program and how it's going to operate. But it will not be ready until spring of 2023.
Constance, do you have paper over your mic or something? I think it's a little muffled on your mic.
I don't have anything over it.
Okay.
Nothing at all. I'm really sorry about that. Okay. Let me see if I can disengage this. That might help. No, I don't. The microphone, right now, I don't even know where the microphone is. This is not the
okay. No worries.
I don't even know where it's picking up my voice. But is that better, Tina?
A little bit.
Okay. All right. My apologies. So now those are my passions. My passion is making sure that we're working with businesses to build businesses that are sustainable, and also making sure that the small business knows where to go for resources. And there is a lot of work going on right now in the LA area to support small businesses, where there's a lot of collaboration going on and so forth. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So you have with the two new programs coming up in the spring. Sorry, just so that make sure that people understand. Looking forward to is one is the Contractor Accelerator program, and the other one was also Digital Literacy Accelerator. Can you speak a little bit more on the digital literacy one?
Yeah, what we have found is that small businesses don't normally, or sometimes they just don't have access to some of the services that are available that could help them. And I'm pulling up my notes right now. So we're launching the Digital Literacy Accelerator program March of next year. You can find more information about it on our website, as Sarah just shared with you. And what that program will do is it will provide you with virtual education. So if education is online, all you'll need to do is click in, go through the program, understand how we can help you there. It also provides one-on-one advising, and there will be a cohort model in that program as well. So there are three big things, and what we're finding is we're in Los Angeles. The cost of parking, the cost of gas is a problem for a lot of people. And what we're trying to do, if you look at my mission statement, we're trying to meet businesses where they are. And one of the ways of meeting you where you are, is making sure you can sit in your living room or in your office, and you can take advantage of all these opportunities that are being presented to you.
So with these cohorts, can you talk a little bit more about, why that approach is working for you?
Okay, sure. The center is a nonprofit. The center, we're responsible for writing grants, bringing in the funding that is needed to support small businesses. What we're finding is that it's a lot less expensive for me to put 20 people in a cohort. and have one instructor go through everything they need to know in that particular discipline, which means we can do more. So I'd like to think that each cohort should be 25 people or less. That makes it interactive. And it's very similar to what we're doing right now, similar to what we do all the time, where we may have a group of people online, and each individual has an opportunity to ask questions, get answers, and they didn't have to pay for parking, and they didn't have to pay $7 a gallon per day.
Wonderful. And that helps a lot, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I very much, my career started in an environment where you either go to that individual or that individual comes to you. And I know how many times downtown LA I paid $35 for parking.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do with a lot of businesses are still struggling with the cost of everything, the supply, the demand, everything. It's just the chain, what's it called, the supply chain. All of that is causing everything to cost more. So we are hoping that by bringing cohorts, bringing one-on-one advising through a virtual community, we're able to reach more people, and we're able to help more businesses to be sustainable. We also work with startups. We work with businesses that have been in existence for a while. I think what I want most for people to understand is you're not alone. There are multiple resources out there. And I am not so selfish that I would share resources that maybe we don't have. Like right now, we don't have an attorney or legal advisor on our team. And so I know where there are some.
And indeed, and then also too, the center is a nonprofit, but you also work with other nonprofits. And in terms of just creating additional opportunities and resources for people, the clients that you serve, can you tell us of any examples of working with other?
Sure. There is a new group. It's called the South LA CDFI Consortium. The South LA CDFI Consortium, I'm guessing right now, I think there's about 20 organizations in it. There's some overlap. There's a housing group, LA, Los Angeles County Neighborhood Housing Services, LA County is involved. Lendistry is involved. The center is involved. USC Credit Union. There's a lot of organizations in here. Just because we know Vermont Slauson, I forgot them. Vermont Slauson EDC, Joe would kill me. The idea is we know that there is a number of businesses in South LA. And most organizations, even with the center, we don't advertise. And I think people should realize the reason there's little advertising done is I think the money that we have to support small business is better used to support them than it is used to advertise. It's really that simple. Advertising is extremely expensive.
Yes.
And so one of the organizations out there, the Small Business Administration, or the SBA, is almost 60 years old. And still there are small businesses out there that don't really know who they are. And everything they offer is free.
And that's amazing that, that kind of, reality is so. I don't understand. And then speaking of which, just found out that the SBA released that they were given a more grace period for people who are having issues maybe starting their payments on their EIDL loans. It's like you can get 6 months grace period, 90% off of the payment. If you didn't know, log into your portal and check it out. But yes, it's amazing that even a number of the businesses are not even aware of the SBA. How can that be?
It's even worse than that. There is a number of businesses that didn't even take advantage of those grant opportunities. I could give a horrible story right now. is my business is fine. And I'm like, it's fine now, but in 30 to 60 days, it may not be.
Mhm.
Funds are free.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like, and if they're not free, I think the idle loan is like 2.3%.
Very
It's
low
really,
interest. Yes.
it's
Mhm.
so low until it's almost like free money.
Mhm.
And
True.
whenever those opportunities present themselves, I think that if you're on this call and you're listening to us now, my suggestion would be visit the center's website on a regular basis. Visit the Lendistry website. The center is not a lender. We are a nonprofit. But Lendistry, our parent company, is a commercial lender.
So let's make that really apparent in terms of what the center is, the nonprofit, which has the program. So like coming up in spring is the Digital Literacy Accelerator and the Contractors Accelerator, among other things that you provide as well, one-on-one coaching and technical assistance and stuff. But then there's also the Center by Lendistry. Lendistry is the lending arm, right? So tell us more
Right.
about that part and the access to capital through Lendistry.
Okay. So the access to capital through Lendistry is basically loan programs. We have a program that is called the Amazon Preferred Lender Program. We are the preferred, Lendistry is the preferred lender for doing business with Amazon. Lendistry has SBA loan programs, the state of California loan programs. So there are, if you visit the websites and you see something that catches your eye, you have questions about it, you can contact the center via email, or you can contact Lendistry via email. And there should be 800 numbers for both organizations on the website.
I'm showing the website for the Center by Lendistry.
Actually, Sarah, you just have my picture on right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I had the banner below. Do you see the banner below? I don't know if you see it now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, there we go.
Thank you for letting me know that. So yes, the Center by Lendistry is the centerbylendistry.org. And then it's lendistry.com for Lendistry. So to check them out there. Um,
One
what
other
I,
thing I wanted to
mhm,
mention, Sarah, is
sure.
that Lendistry, I came on board 3 years ago, just I think about a month over my 3 years right now. And one of the things I pretty much walked in the door looking at is how Lendistry could do contract financing. Because even early on in my career, I found that contract financing was extremely expensive for a small business. And so I think you'll find that our rates are a bit more reasonable.
Hmm.
Our terms are a lot more reasonable, and that is there for you. So if you have a contract with Amazon or a contract with Edison or Metro or whomever, we need to see the contract, look at the terms of the contract, and then determine what we can lend on that contract.
Wonderful
So you
news.
have a
So
wealth of resources. Yes, there.
yes, indeed. What is it that you find that is hurting people most from not being able to get funded? You smile on that one.
Actually, I was thinking before we started the call or the meeting, is usually just not ready. Haven't filed your income tax. It seems simple, but if you're applying for a loan in April of, let's say, we'll just use this year. If you're applying for a loan in May or June of 2022, your taxes were due in April. The expectation is that you file your tax returns.
Mm,
The other thing is having someone, a reputable organization, manage your finances.
hmm
We push QuickBooks a lot because I have found that QuickBooks is pretty easy to use.
Mhm.
And it only requires that you put the information in there,
Right.
and you can push a button and you can pull it out and
Right.
get it ready, and you can submit it to your lender. Profit and loss statements are important. But understanding, I think the first thing, if you're looking for funding, the first thing that you need to think about is how much money can you afford to pay for this loan that you're looking for.
Mm.
In other words, if your cash flow is only allowing you $500 left over after you, I'm keeping it simple, left over after you paid all your expenses and your invoices and your team and the whole bit,
Right.
then when a lender looks at it, they're going to look at it and say, there's only $500 here. This amount of loan, this loan amount that you're applying for would yield a $5,000 a month payment. So
Mhm.
automatically that's a no,
Yeah. Right.
because you don't have the cash flow to support the money that you're borrowing.
Right.
That's the simplest way I can put it. Without the cash flow, you can't borrow that. So what we typically would do is look at what you could borrow.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, so maybe it's not 100,000, maybe it's only 25. But
Mhm.
if it's a contract that you're trying to support, you
Mhm.
could probably get exactly what you need in order to manage the contract, because the contract secures the new funding that
Right.
you're getting.
That makes the
And the
difference.
other thing is, yes, the other thing is be prepared to use your collateral. If you own a home and
Mhm.
you walk into a lender and say, but I don't want to use my home, we start to think that you think that loan is going to default,
Okay.
because you're
Yeah.
thinking
Right.
that you're going to lose your personal property.
You're not putting your
And
personal on the line
exactly,
for, and
ex-
that states about how you believe in what you're doing and the business and that you,
exactly.
yes, yeah. For entrepreneurs, right? And solopreneurs or what have you, have a harder time, it seems, in terms of getting funding for the smaller, the micro kind of small businesses. What would you say to them? I know it was like you were stating about having your your finances right and everything, but I feel like a lot of times in terms of when they go through um, qualify you and stuff, because with small business stuff, you really want to write off as much as you can, right? And then it seems like it kind of comes back to bite you. So
And it does.
hmm so what would you kind of say for it's just kind of like it just is what it is, and understand the process and work within it.
Okay, well, one of the things that I would say is that if you're working with an accountant and the accountant is saying, okay, I can keep you, or I can help you to not have to pay tax,
hmm
okay? And that's what typically happens in the small business world. It happens in the larger business world too. There's a case going on right now with someone very popular out there that's getting ready to go to jail
Oh.
quick. But besides that, the idea is if your business isn't profitable,
hmm
you cannot get a loan.
Right. Right.
So having your accountant tell you that they can help you to avoid paying taxes
hmm
means that when you get ready to buy a piece of equipment, or hire a web designer or a marketing person, you're not going to be able to get those funds because you chose to
hmm
show your business is not being profitable.
hmm hmm
And chances are it is profitable.
Right.
So the idea that maybe you have two sets of tax returns or whatever the case is, that's not going to work. Because
No.
in any lending environment, there is a
Right.
document called a 4506, which
hmm
validates what you sent. I have to sneeze, and I don't want to do that on this call.
Oh.
How do I mute real quick? Just give me a
I
second.
just give her I muted you. Give her a second.
I'm back. My apologies.
No
I do have
problem.
allergies. So the idea is, I used to be really sarcastic and say something like, if your accountant is telling you that he can help you to avoid paying taxes, then maybe he can make a loan to you when you get ready to need money.
Okay.
Because no lender is going to help you.
Right, that
Even
drives
if
it
it's, I
home.
mean, if you're showing $1,000 or $2,000
Hmm.
in profit, you're
Hmm.
better off than showing a negative.
Yeah.
We
I just
still
bring
need to
that
make,
up is because you have to be forward thinking about what you're doing. And that, yes, over here you can write off this and that, but then you're going to know that you're not going to be really showing your profitability on the other end. So you have choices to make. And I just want to press upon people that you really have to think ahead. You really have to think through where your business is going, what it takes to get there. If you plan, if you're not needing a loan right now, but maybe you know in the future, go into the Center by Lendistry, find out what it takes to be able to qualify and get what you need so that you can implement those things now and be ready then. That is just my main point regarding that particular question. For you mentioned earlier offline, talking about the Center by Lendistry again is the nonprofit part of Lendistry, and that you seek help and you seek assistance and stuff. Talk about support for the center.
the support for the center would be, one of the examples would be Metrolink. Metrolink is a partner of Lendistry. They're a partner of Lendistry because they see the center of Lendistry, the Center by Lendistry, being good at helping people to get certified so they can do business with an organization like Metrolink. And I think the same thing can happen with Edison and the gas company and so forth. So what we do is make sure that you're ready to do business with those organizations. So that's one of the partnerships. And keeping in mind that I'm a grant writer, and the reason we are able to provide the support that we provide to small businesses is because of these organizations like Wells Fargo, Comerica Bank, and so forth. They fund what we do so that we can provide the assistance that we provide to small businesses.
And it's
So
so
I'm
important to
always
know.
looking for new partners. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying it's so important to know is that everybody look towards as important and instrumental. The Center by Lendistry and then Lendistry as the lender was two people, especially during the pandemic. And the Lendistry is black owned as well, right? Lendistry is
Lendistry is the largest financial technology-based lender now in the country. The
bravo.
company has grown astronomically in the 3 years that I've been on board, and I
Hmm.
believe Lendistry is going into their 7th year, so 6 years.
Hmm.
Um, 500,000 people got PPP funding through
Hmm.
Lendistry. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be, we either came very close to doing a better job than some of the financial institutions did in supporting people getting PPP,
Hmm.
getting EIDL, and then we managed the contract on the California Relief Grant.
Wonderful. So, as again, as such a significant um, resource and organization company as the Lendistry is, we just want to make it also known that the center also runs off of the support as well, because it is a nonprofit side of it. And with the Black Business Association, we are looking forward to working with the Center by Lendistry, and because there are so many businesses out there that need the tools to get ready, to be ready, and the Black Business Association, the same way, is looking forward to providing the services and support for businesses as well. And so I think that we're just all in this together, as it kind of was. And so I'm so glad that we have the Center by Lendistry in the community and as a resource. Was there anything else in particular that you wanted to convey today?
There was, but you know how I've forgotten now. So, I mean, there was, let's see. Oh, there's another, I know everybody wants to know about more grants. There will be another grant program, probably spring as well. You know how government takes a while to bring things to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
So we are working with the County of LA, Lendistry, and the LA EDC, Economic Development Corp,
Mm-hmm.
and putting together a program that will bring grant dollars to the County of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be for nonprofits as well as for-profit businesses. But nothing, and listeners, I'm begging you, please check the website maybe late March or early March if you choose,
Mm-hmm.
and see what we have to say about it and where it is
Yeah.
and so forth. So right now, it is still in the planning stages.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give you an idea, it sometimes takes 4, 5, 6 months to get these things to the point where we can make it available
Yeah.
to small businesses. And
Yeah.
we
And the
are not
BBA,
even close yet.
the BBA is staying in touch with that, and we're seeing all of the machinations of it coming together, and also looking forward to being of assistance with that as well. And we will keep our members and anybody that we outreach to informed on that as well. Thank you for bringing that up, because that is a huge opportunity that will impact many, many businesses in California. And
Yep. And that right now is the only grant program that I know that's in the making. Doesn't mean that there won't be others. But, and you know, the
yeah,
other thing I want to emphasize is that we all know that businesses are struggling, and they're still struggling as a result of the pandemic.
hmm,
But at the same time, what I'd like every small business to think about is, are you running your business, or are you waiting for grant money to run your business?
hmm, yeah, that's very true. You really have to be about your business for
Exactly.
the foremost. Well, wonderful. I love having you today. So much good information. It is important, again, wanted to press upon to keep checking out the centerbylendistry.org for more information, especially their spring um, accelerator programs for contractors and digital literacy. What is it? My
Digital
apologies.
literacy.
Digital literacy, which is so important because, the pandemic taught us one thing: we need to be ready. You never know what happens, and you're going to have to learn on the fly sometimes. But it change is happening all around us, and it's not going to stop. And so you have to keep pace with it. So I think that is an excellent program to have. Um, Again, thank you so much. I have a few closing remarks for people who are listening, but I just want to again thank Ms. Constance Anderson for joining me today, California Market President, the Center by Lendistry, and we will look forward to having you back again maybe sometime. But thank you so much,
Absolutely.
and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much turkey.
Thank you, Sarah. I will eat too much, but that's what we all do.
Okay.
Thank you. Goodbye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Remember, you're not in this alone. You have support. Have a wonderful
Amen.
Thanksgiving.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, that was a wonderful show today. A lot of great information. Please stay in touch with the Center by Lendistry. Stay in touch with the Black Business Association as well. We will continue to present to you information about those grant opportunities, and as well as our program that we will be launching in 2023 for business readiness, for and supplier development. Uh, Join the BBA today. We encourage you to get with it, and so that you can be ready for the opportunities that come. Check us out at bbala.org. Again, we thank our presenting sponsor, Southern California Edison, for being such a strong supporter with the BBA. We appreciate them. We appreciate their commitment for supplier diversity. And we just can't thank them enough. Also, we want to remind you again about our upcoming shows. We have Hilda Kennedy, the founder and president of Impact Business Capital. It will be on making access to business capital easy. That's next Tuesday. Then we have Jay Hall. He's the associate district manager, Small Business Services for ADP, and that's the human side of business. And then we have Miss Michelle Myers-Hurd. She's the account manager, business customer division for Southern California Edison. We'll discuss doing business with Southern California Edison. All right, we will release you now. Have a wonderful, happy holiday and a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll see you later.